I'm Alec Popescu, and I'm 16 years old. At the age of 4, I was diagnosed with high-functioning autism, or Asperger's syndrome. Today I have decided to look behind and share with you my story. I was born in California in a town close to LA called Newport Beach, so that gave me the American nationality. But in fact, my parents are from Romania and my great-grandmother was from Italia. To make things even more complicated, I lived in California just 2 years, then moved to Detroit in Michigan, where we stayed 2 more years. Then we moved to Sweden for 4 years, back to Detroit for a little while, then to Paris for 9 years, and now, since 2 months ago, just arrived to Romania. What? No! We're not gypsies! Okay? Going back to the day I was born, what a happy day for my parents, until... I do not remember much when I was little, but I do remember that all the grown-ups would say that I was super cute.
You're very cute.
When I was around 3, my parents started to notice that I would not really play with the other kids, and I wouldn't really talk much, so they started to worry. During a long process of tests that took about a year, doctors concluded many things before getting to the final. At first, they thought I was deaf, then they thought I had PDD, then ADHD, sensorial sensitivity, lactose intolerant, etc. Then, when we moved to Sweden, it all became clear. High-functioning autism!
For a little while, I think that I felt like the sky fell on my head.
My parents have always been very loving and supporting. I know it was very hard for them sometimes, but they never stopped loving me for who I was and accepting me no matter what. Even like this. We had every Friday a family time where we were camping in the living room and we were sleeping on a mattress on the floor. This helped me to be closer to my family.
I don't have many friends, maybe only one.
I wasn't very social when I was young. I remember getting into fights a lot, and most of the time I would stay in the far corner of the playground where it was calm, and I would play with leaves or play movies in my head. With adults I wasn't better because I had the tendency to talk without thinking. Hey, are you pregnant?
No, I'm just fat.
Was it something I said? And if things were not going as I expected, I was getting upset. And when I mean upset, I mean a complete meltdown.
Change of plans, Alec. Instead of going to the dentist, we're going to Disneyland.
Moving to Sweden was a blessing for me, since my parents found a special childcare where there were 2 autistic boys having 2 specialized teachers. They really did a good job, since after 2 years spent there, I could go to school in a regular class with a full-time assistant. He was my mentor and my friend, and thanks to him I could interact better with the others. Well, 1 year after, I had to say goodbye to all of those things because I moved to the Paris region, and I could go to a bilingual Montessori school where I was able to learn without any assistance during the school day. It is true that my colleagues were calling me the explosion man because I was still, how do I say... I had to start middle school, and the same Montessori system that nurtured me during my primary years was not that good for me now. In my opinion, it was the rules of the jungle. I started to hit myself and cry a lot, and I think this is the origin of the nothing. The nothing is basically a place inside of me where all my hate, anger, fear, guilt, and dark secrets and desires concentrate and stay, like a dark lake that keeps on filling up. But as a whole, it feels like an empty pit, where all good things tend to die. Luckily, my parents saw this and gave me a psychologist who could come to school every week to help drain the nothing.
I realized how hard it will be when you're gonna be much older.
After 2 years, I changed middle school because it wasn't good for me anymore. and it was closing down. And in this new school, I felt happy during those middle school years. I have done so many therapies during the past 12 years that I cannot talk about all of them. Because of all the therapies, I could be more myself, and I was becoming a better version of myself. And as sudden as the nothing came, so did a conscience that I would visualize in the form of an owl with the name of Erwin. So now I have an angel and a demon on my shoulders. My life is really complicated. Thanks to my parents and my best friends, I managed to finish my 10th grade despite the worst predictions of my teachers. Even today, I live with the nothing and my owl on my shoulder. Sometimes I think the nothing is trying to take over my life. I fear that I will make the same mistakes, that I'll never get a true girlfriend, nor the job of my dreams. I fear that I'm hated by all, that I am alone. But in the meantime, I place one foot in front of the other and continue in my path with my baggage of fears, like any other teenager. I hang on to my dreams, becoming a film director and finding the right girl who will love me as I am. And I know now, with every step I take, that I'm not alone, and that everyone, even you watching, have taught me something valuable, have helped me to pick myself up, and helped me to become who I am now. So for this, I cannot express my immense gratitude. And so for this, to my friends, family, mentors, teachers, doctors, therapists, everyone, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.